Hey there, friends. Welcome to episode number 94. As promised, I'm going to start this episode by telling you guys what I plan to do in this episode. Now, I can't guarantee you this is exactly how things will actually happen, but my goal is to capture two legendaries and then do the Battle Chatelaine, or whatever she's called. Um, okay, so do something else first, then the two legendaries, and then I'd like to do the last two battles of the normal mode of triple battles in the Battle Maison. So definitely a lot to do. We'll see how fast things go. If these legendaries cooperate, then we'll probably be able to fit it in. Otherwise, we might put off the Battle Chatelaine until later. So if you're only interested in a few of those things, then you can go ahead and fast forward. Otherwise, here we are. And actually, I think we already faced this guy, didn't we, on screen? Just occurred to me. But um, I apologize in that case. However, the reason I want to face this fisherman is because, as you can see, we have our Pokemon legendary hunting team with us, and that includes our dear friend Breloom here, who is level 99 and some change, or quite a lot of change in fact. She's almost level 100, so I figured I would just get her to level 100 on screen, be our first level 100 Pokemon, and by doing so, that will actually unlock another legendary. I think defeating these four should do the trick. We are more than twice their level, but still. Um, should make quick work of them for sure. So, yeah, and it's also now technically Thursday, early Thursday morning, which means we can also catch the last Sword of Justice Virizion. At least I assume that Virizion is available on Thursday. Maybe I should double check that, but I assume they kind of just like rotate. Interesting logic question there. Would they need to... Oh, it's cool. Our final opponent as we level up will be against a Gyarados. Let's see if C-Bomb will be a knockout even after the Intimidate. You have three things, and you have 7 days in the week. Could you make it so that no two are back-to-back? I'm pretty sure you could, right? You could do A, B, C. You have to do like A, B, C, A, B, C, B, A, B, C, A, B, C, B, etc. Because if you did A, B, C, A, B, C, A, then you'd restart and the A would repeat again. So um, if that made no sense to you at all and you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. But anyway, as you could see, little Breloom, that little Shroomish we caught back in Petalburg Woods, not super long ago actually. It was, it was closer to the end game, I think, or at least close to the Elite Four. I think we had HM badges at that point. Is now level 100, our first level 100. So that is going to unlock a new, I don't know if it's an island. It's probably more like a portal or something. But we'll do that one next. I'm going to keep you guys in suspense a little while longer. And we're going to capture, hopefully capture, Virizion first. I don't see anything super obvious. Way up there is the island, just the daily island. I haven't actually been there yet. I probably should in case it's a rare candy, but I can do that off screen. Unless we just happen to end up with like a couple minutes to spare, but probably not in this episode. Maybe in the next episode, but probably not then either, so we'll see. Actually, to be honest with you guys, I am not currently at the... Aha, you feel a quiet gaze testing you. I like that. Sure, why not? Right, let me just double check we do a false swipe, right? I know I checked this, but just being paranoid. Yep. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Here we go. And I did say before this, just in case we force Virizion to struggle and it faints. Alright, so... Ooh, you know what? Drats, just thought of something. Virizion is part grass type, and I'm pretty sure that grass types are immune to Spore. We can give it a try. Oh, and it is Giga Drain. That's going to be kind of annoying as well. Only we had a Pokemon with like Sap Sipper. Let me try Spore, but I'm like 95% sure it's immune. Okay then, well, I'd rather it know a draining move than I would a like a recoil move, so that's good at least. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and record this episode even though I haven't gotten to the battle yet because, just to be sure here, because I want to make sure I did this at night, so that we can use Dust Balls to make it faster, which is definitely good because we can't put it to sleep. The sad part is I actually have some Pokemon that either learn or can learn Yawn now, so maybe I should have done that, but oh well. By the time I went back and, taught them Yawn and then came back here, it wouldn't be worth the time of just throwing a couple extra Dust Balls. I think our odds are still pretty good. God, it's so annoying now I have to use a False Swipe, but alright. Maybe I should bring up the calculator while I do this to see how much it actually matters. I guess on the bright side, though, I don't have to waste turns putting it to sleep. I can just keep throwing Dust Balls. Of course, so that goes in the pro column, and the con column is the fact that now it's using up more power points because it's not going to be asleep. I was thinking we'd be that lucky, but apparently not. Giga Drain. Alright, let me bring up the calculator while we do this, just so I can see, is it worth False Swiping, or should I wait for like 2 Giga Drains and then False Swipe? What does the science tell me? Alright. Pokemon Catch Chance Calculator. Gen 6 and 7. Okay, the Pokemon is Verizion. There. I always think of Verizion as a she. There she is. Maybe she had like a female voice actress in the anime or something. There was a movie with the Swords of Justice. Wasn't that great. The newer movies aren't as good, and maybe the older movies aren't as good either, but at least they have like nostalgia for me, so when I watch the older ones, like I still enjoy them, but some of the newer ones it's hard for me to get into. Maybe when I have kids one day it'll be a little easier. Alright, so we have exactly 1 HP left, or they do. And okay, one more attack. I'll probably use like a Hyper Potion or a Max Potion. Pokemon's level is 50. Caught number in Pokedex, probably about 65 by now, give or take, maybe a little more. We'll say 65 though to be conservative. Status is none, unfortunately. We are using a Dusk Ball, which is not in alphabetical order for reasons I cannot explain. Alright, let's use a Max Potion. Hyper Potion is almost as good, but we have 18 Max Potions. Probably not going to use them all anyway. Might as well use them here. And is it night time? Yes, it is. So we have an 8% chance for each ball, a 95% chance within 36 balls. Okay, well, you can see how much sleep really affects this. That was like more than twice as high. It was like 18 point something percent when I could put them to sleep. I guess I could teach like Altaria Sing, which would have allowed me to put him to sleep as well. I just totally didn't think that, oh yeah, grass type immune to Spore. Yep, that's a thing. So I also didn't like write down what amount of Dust Balls we had at the start. Hopefully it doesn't take us 36 more of these. But okay, there's a 50% chance of catching it within 9 more of these balls. I do have to use another potion. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. Part of me wants to go back and like learn Sing or Yawn, but Sing is inaccurate, and the Pokemon that know Yawn are really slow, and they would take a lot of damage too. So, okay, what if it's not? Okay, so right now it's 8% chance with 1 HP. What if instead I say it has like 7% of its HP left? Then it would have a 7.8%. Okay, so not really that much difference. Let's go ahead and just keep using Dust Balls. My earlier assumption that having twice as much HP meant about twice as much catch chance, or half as much catch chance, was not accurate, it turns out. Getting my hopes up again. Sacred Sword, a pretty good move. I've already taught its 2 peers their move sets. It's unfortunate though, because they don't have really great move pools. They can learn kind of all the moves they need to know. But what's kind of unfortunate is like Cobalion, at least as far as I can see, maybe it learns like Aura Sphere later on, but it can't learn any good special fighting attacks except Focus Blast, which can miss. And we can probably, hopefully, survive one more. And I think it knows Flash Cannon, I'm not sure, but most of the TMs it can learn are physical moves, and Cobalion has a higher special attack. Alright, so I was right. I was a little scared for a second there, but thankfully I was right. A A max potion is called for. If it does one more Giga Drain, I'll use a... Okay, there we go. Right on cue. I'll go ahead and use a False Swipe now, just because... Why not? Our odds are probably getting a little bit lower now. Let's say that's maybe... I don't know. I'm being conservative, 12%. That would be... Actually, it's actually not that much lower, so maybe I shouldn't actually worry about it. Only if it gets to maybe like a quarter of its health, I'll finally use... Yeah, I think probably, especially if we're going to be getting to struggle as like our end game here, I do want to be using as many of these as I can. There's always the Master Ball. I haven't used it yet, but I want to save that in case there's like a shiny that could kill itself with a recoil move or self-destruct or, yeah, I don't know. You never know. How much does the Pokedex number help you? Like, what if I had done 100 Pokemon instead? It would be the exact same thing, it seems. Maybe that just affects like the O power or whatever, but I don't know. Oh, also, I have it clicked on Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. In Omega Ruby, chances are a little bit higher, okay. Although, let's see, does the Pokedex affect it there? Apparently it does not, unless it's like a threshold thing. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. Also, if it keeps using Swords Dance, it's going to get more and more powerful, which means more and more potions, so... I guess the good news is I could kind of cycle through my team, though. I don't have to really have Breloom out since we're not putting it to sleep. Alright, so we will have a 50% chance after 8 balls. Breloom hanging in there. Go, Breloom. Now, luckily, we do have our focus band, so even if it was going to knock us out, we'd have a chance to survive with 1 HP. I think I will keep healing for now, though, and then if it, if it does knock me out, then so be it, because it's much easier to heal when the Pokemon is not fainted than it is if they faint. You have to use either a Max Revive, which we only have a limited supply of, or Revive plus a potion, and then you have to switch. It's better this way. Every time it shakes twice. Okay, so its attack is maxed out now. That could be bad. Not even one shake there. We're going the wrong way. Alright, the good news is I think Swords Dance might have like a ton of power points. Maybe even like 40, so it doesn't do anything in terms of like damage. So that'll kind of give us just free turns to attack it. It also doesn't boost Giga Drain. It will only boost Retaliate and Sacred Sword. Wait, is it Sacred Sword or Secret Sword? I always get those two confused. I know one of them is a move. I think one of them... I could be wrong. I think one of them always hits, and the other one is a physical attack that hits them on their special defense. Oh, I was hoping. I wasn't sure, but I was hoping. Alright, let me look it up, so I always get those two confused. For obvious reasons, they're only one letter off. Sacred Sword. Maybe in Japanese they're a little more distinct. Oops, this is not at all what I'm trying to do. Might have to buy some more max potions after this. Alright. Sacred Sword is base power 90. Okay, so it inflicts damage. It does ignore invasion, so it kind of always hits, but I guess it doesn't ignore like your accuracy drops, but it will ignore your opponent's evasion increases, and it will also ignore their defense changes. Although I guess if you lower their defense, it might not help you either with Sacred Sword. And that's different than Secret Sword, which is the one that I think hits on their other defensive stat. Alright, we'll save our max potions. Secret Sword. Yeah, it's a special move, but it targets them on their defense stat. Kind of like Psyshock does. I feel like I'm losing my voice and I haven't even really talked at all today. Like, I mean, a little bit at work, but a little bit around the house, but usually when my voice is hoarse because I've been like out talking to somebody like all day long. And that was not the case today, so I don't know, maybe I'm just tired. I was a little tired earlier, but I took a nap and then I was like, maybe I'll just go back to sleep and sleep the night, but then I was like, no, if I do that, then I might not have a chance to catch Virizion before it changes to something else. Urgh. It's getting very frustrating. Might not have time for the Battle Chatelaine, whatever her name is, today. We'll see. Certainly not at this rate. Um, but yeah, I decided that cause I mean, I could play before midnight tonight. That's a pretty generous goal, but usually I'm busy doing stuff until like around 11, and then at that point, sometimes it just slips away, and before I know it, it's midnight. So I wouldn't want to have something happen and just um, lose my chance. Being a little risky here because I'm really hoping that we get lucky and catch Virizion one of these next few attempts. Oh yes, like that one. Okay, sweet. Sometimes it pays to take a risk, sometimes not, but figured worst case there, if Breloom faints, we can always just revive her. Alright, sweet. The Grassland Pokemon. 6'7", pretty tall. Legends say this Pokemon confounds opponents with its swift movements. We will not give it a nickname. Alright, so off screen I will give it a better moveset, although Secret Sword is pretty good, I'll keep that one. Maybe Giga Drain as well, depending on its stats. Yeah, then we'll use it in a future episode, along with its brothers, the other Swords of Justice. Minus Keldeo. Keldeo is off having fun with Santa or something. Not here. Alright, so we should be looking for some kind of interdimensional portal. Once again, Cresselia's island is not accessible. Oh, there's this island. Maybe this is it. In fact, it's gotta be. Fabled Cave. That sounds promising. Hey, it's a cave, so even if we take 26 minutes to do this, our Dust Balls will still be effective. But hopefully it will not take that long. Alright, guess before we go inside, let me just heal up. And Lepaberry, where are you? I don't know why I did that. I really just need Full Swipe and I guess 4. Okay, cool. This is really pretty. Too bad you can't surf here. Any items? No items. Alright, then in we go. Air is filled with an electrifying pressure. Here it comes, the cover legendary of Pokemon. So it's isn't it? Is it the opposite? Where I know it, and I know you catch Zekrom in Pokemon White unintuitively, but I can't remember if it's on the cover or not. I guess I have a cover around here somewhere I could look at, but don't care that much. Very cool Pokemon. I do like Zekrom a lot. Reshiram too, but of the two, Zekrom's my favorite. And I know I'm biased being a dragon, but there are some really cool looking dragons. It's one of those Pokemon that doesn't really look like a Pokemon, to be honest. It looks like something out of like a, I don't know, some other like Japanese cartoon, but I don't know. It's a cool design. I like it anyway. And for a legendary, I think it's allowed to look cool. Alright, so dragon and electric. I mean, let's just use full swipe. Why not? We're twice its level. May take a few, but at least we can have some peace of mind knowing we won't accidentally knock it out no matter what happens. Yeah, but I do like Zekrom's design a lot. Reshiram and Dialga are pretty cool. Poke is okay. Giratina's pretty cool. I like its, whatever its form is called, its altered form a little better than its origin form, but they're both okay. There are some Dragon Pokemon I don't like as much. I'm trying to think of one. I guess Geralduon, one of the newer ones, is not as cool. Like his Gigantamax form where he becomes a skyscraper is just kind of weird. I don't know. Not a fan of that, but Shreddigan, I guess, is okay. I mean, I like the design. Like in concept, it's a nice design, but it's not like it's weird. It's like I can respect the design without really liking a design, if that makes sense. Like without it being my style. It's actually that way a lot in architecture too, where like a lot of people are into like modern style, like very clean, architecture with very few details and plain surfaces and lots of glass, and I can respect very well done modern architecture and definitely have an appreciation for it, but it's not like my style. Like it's not the type of buildings that I design. So kind of the same thing with Pokemon. That there are certain designs that I can respect, like Tredegan, who's a cool Pokemon, but he's not one that like I find really like stylish. I don't know. Even like Salamence, I don't know. Maybe because I'm biased because I said I like Dragonite a lot better, but you know, I like Salamence, but like I think Flygon and Altaria and Dragonite have cooler, and Garchomp have cooler designs. I'm really excited to train a Como one day. I think they have a really cool design. I've been using one, or I was using one in my competitive team for a bit when I was doing that, so that was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. All right, a lot of legendary dragons. They've really gone all out when it comes to that. Even in X and Y, they had a fairy type, a dark type, and then what's the third one? A dragon type. And I'm trying to think. I guess afterwards, what was so Sun and Moon, and then Sword and Shield kind of move away from that a little bit. I wonder, are there more dragon type legendaries or psychic type legendaries? I guess I could probably count, couldn't I? My money is going to be on. What do you guys think? I'm going to say psychic, but I think it's probably close. I'm not counting mythical like Mew. Alright, so I'm not counting Mega Evolutions separately. So let's see. Psychic, there is Mewtwo, Lugia is 2. Latios and Latios count as both. I'm not even going to count them because they're a wash either way. So Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf, that's right. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cresselia makes 6. 7 for Tapu Lele. I guess the Tapus do count as legendaries. So does Cosmog and Cosmoem, so I lost count. But let's do this. Let's count the dragons, and then if I exceed them in psychics, that tells me who the winner is. Okay, so dragons, we have, besides Latios and Latios, we have Rayquaza, Dialga and Palkia, Giratina is 4, Reshiram and Zekrom, and Kyurem is 7. Not counting the different forms, kind of doing it by Pokedex number, so that's 7. Zygarde is 8. Necrozma Ultra, I guess I'll count that one because it's not like. I'll count that one because it's like. I'm not counting the same Pokemon twice. Like if in any form it is one of these Pokemon, I'll count it. That's my rule. So it's at 9, and then Eternus is 10, so that's 10. I think we have more than 10 Psychics though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Meanwhile, on my other screen, we caught Zekrom. Yay, okay. Cresselia is 6, Tapu Lele is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, there's like 12. I think Psychic takes the cake, so that's what I thought. Okay, Zekrom, the deep black Pokemon. Concealing itself in lightning clouds, it flies through the Unova region. It creates electricity in its tail. Has a cool signature move too, which hopefully we'll get to see in a battle soon. 9'6", very tall. Alright, no nicknames, so. Alright, so decisions. Let's go ahead and do what we said. I'm going to do the other battle in this episode. I'm going to splice it in because I have to, off screen, do a couple more battles first. But it might be a little bit of a long episode, but hopefully you guys don't mind. So I will be right back at the Battle Maison. Alright, we are back here in the Battle Maison, and before we head in and do our last 2 battles, I'm going to trade in some of my battle points here. I've been debating a little bit about what our final hold item should be, and I haven't really decided yet, but I do think I want to buy at least 1 Life Orb. Part of me really wants to use like choice specs for Dan, or possibly Dan and Lily, and maybe a choice band for Ford, but at the same time I feel like when you're like in battles against the Pokemon League, it can also really help to have that diversity of moves and to be able to switch your moves on the fly. So Life Orb is kind of like that mini item without being locked into choice, like a choice spec or choice scarf or choice band would be. But it does have the downside of taking away 10% of your HP each turn. We're going to give it to Lily because I'm not sure the 10% is going to matter too much to her since she's fairly squishy anyway, and it'll boost all of her moves even more than the Miracle Seed did, so that should be helpful. Part of my problem, maybe I should look into a Choice Scarf. I'd rather have the offense, I think, but part of my problem is that my team is not super fast, so between taking damage from our opponents and also taking damage from our own Pokemon with their spread moves, it can really add up. We are going to do a triple battle. I am at a streak of 18. 2 more to go. And some of them have been really hard recently. I think number like 16 or so, I was thinking this was it. I'm probably going to lose this one. But thankfully, Eve pulled through with maybe a quarter of her HP left. One final Surf took out, I think it was a Klefki that was left. But sometimes they get good luck and annoying Pokemon, and it's just the way it works out. Alright, so I'm going to go with the same setup I've been using because I'm used to it at this point. May not be the best one, but we'll see how it does. And that's having Dan in the middle with Ava and Slate on the flank. And kind of the reason for that is because Ava has good special defense and Slate resists Boom Burst, so it kind of becomes a good strategy, although Ava does take a lot from Boom Burst. Thankfully she's faster, so she can still get off a good single power attack, but definitely results in some awkward situations. His scissors are his only real friends. That's gardening's good for you, but I want to get some real friends too. Maybe join a gardening club. Alright, Rhydon. Okay, Rhydon's on that side though. So not fully evolved, that's good, although sometimes not fully evolved Pokemon are still giving me trouble. Fennekin can be really annoying too, because it always seems to appear against Metagross. Okay, so they'll all take a lot of damage from Boom Burst. They'll also take a lot of damage from Surf in some cases, or really in Rhydon's case. I don't really want to use a Surf either, because it would do a lot of damage. It would do less damage to Ava, but more to Slate. The trouble is Dan doesn't really know. I guess I could use Flamethrower. Maybe I'll do that and see how much it does. So maybe having the choice specs would be better, although I'd be locked into Flamethrower. But I think if I use Return against Carnivine, I just don't think Flamethrower will knock out Qualadrin. I wonder if a Boom Burst plus a Meteor Mash would take out Rhydon. Let's go for it, because we'll get up the return no matter what. Sorry, Ava. And see how that goes. Meteor Mash is super effective, but it hits Rhydon on its much stronger physical side. Boom Burst is not very effective, but it hits it on its weaker special side, so maybe together they'll be enough. We shall see. Hopefully Return can knock out... No, it will not. Okay. Well, good thing I used Boom Burst then instead of Flamethrower, because that'll finish off Carnivine. Didn't quite finish... Oh, critical hit on Ava. Great, that's just what I needed. Didn't quite finish off middle spiky guy. I can't remember his name. Ah, and not quite a knockout, so end her by Helmet. So this is when it's going to really hurt, because now we're going to have some kickback from their moves. Yeah, okay, so as you can tell, my team is just not built at all for triple battles, but so far we've each lost one Pokemon. That crit didn't do us any favors, but I tend to bring out Ford now because he has single target, whereas Lily I can't really use. I guess I could use a spread move with Dazzling Gleam, so let's do that. Now we'll take 10% damage from our recoil, which, you know, in this case I think Dazzling Gleam would have taken them out either way. Alright, Whimsicott. So I have a tough choice here. Do I want to try to get in a return for more damage? Or Whimsicott's probably faster. Do I want to try to get a Roost to heal up some? Here's what I'm going to do. This might be super risky. Let's go for a Roost on Ava. I think Whimsicott is probably pretty fragile. I hope I don't regret this. I wish if I was designing this team for triple battles, they would probably all have Protect, and I could just protect on 2 of them, and Dan could use maybe a Choice Scarf Boom Burst or something like that, but not the way it is. I'm going to use Flamethrower. I don't think it'll knock out Whimsicott. It'll do some damage. And I won't be faster anyway. And if he knocks out Ava first, it won't matter what Ava uses, so we'll see. And then we use a Dazzling Gleam to finish off those 2. Whimsicott is first. Is Moonblast going into Ava? It is. That's probably going to be a knockout. It's just a powerful move. Yep. So if it wasn't for that crit, I think she would have survived that, but it is what it is. Luckily, Dan will at least do some damage here. And I could have used Boom Burst and done more damage, but then I would have also done some damage to Lily, so... you know, it's always a trade-off. And she does have a decent special defense. Maybe that was the right move, but I don't know. Flamethrower will still do a lot of damage, even if it's not quite as much as Boom Burst. Alright, about what I thought it would do, and what is that, a Citrus Berry, or... a Citrus Berry, okay. So, alright, getting to the end game now. Let's bring in Ford here. That will definitely be a good match against Whimsicott, and he has Sawsbuck, which I think is his last one, or no, he has 2 more, doesn't he? Alright, so now it's what, 3 to 4? Yeah, okay, so we're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination. Luckily, this seems like it could be a good matchup for us. I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to Flare Blitz Sawsbuck, because if I Flamethrower Red, I'm not sure it would knock it out. And Boom Burst, I probably would be safe using Boom Burst. I just don't want to, because Lily and Ford are both faster, so they'll get their attacks off first. But I just don't want to risk anything stupid happening. Whereas we know another Flamethrower will finish off Whimsicott, and I'm pretty sure a Sludge Bomb, especially with the Life Orb, will finish off Cacturne. So again, having that ability to switch moves is just, it's really hard to give up. On single battles, I could always switch out to reset the choice item, but I don't know. Double Edge, how much will that do? Whew, I was nervous for a second there. I knew it would do a lot. I was hoping it wouldn't do that much, but hey, as long as it didn't knock out Ford. Okay, good. We got off our Flare Blitz. Now it will knock off Ford as well, so again, maybe we should use Boom Burst, but it should definitely knock out Sawsbuck. Yep. Beat to it, plenty of power, Expert Belt, and didn't have the best defenses too. Alright, so there's Sludge Bomb. So this point is now 3 versus 1, although Eve is weak to Whimsicott, so I don't know what happens. I haven't gotten to the situation yet where like 2 Pokemon are left and they're on opposite sides of the field. Alright, sweet. So that wasn't too bad after all. Again, it's always like hit or miss for a bit there, and then once things kind of settle down, you're like, okay, I won 3-0, but there was a time there where I was a little worried. But I don't know what happens when they're on opposite sides of the field, like where they couldn't hit each other. Presumably the game gives you a chance to like move things together. But I don't know. I know there are some moves like Dragon Pulse and Dark Pulse that do have longer range, and Aero Blast clearly. All right, as ready as I'm gonna be. Well, maybe I could be more ready, but let's see what we can do. Here she comes, Battle Chatelaine Donna. Little pirouette there, or a spin. I don't know if it's really a pirouette. Welcome to the Battle Maison. I'm Dana, thank you for coming. I'm the second eldest of the 4 sisters who run this Battle Maison. I'm also a triple battle expert. I've no use for an act like that here in Hoenn, have I? Everyone here knows my true self. Well, give us a battle then. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so at least she talks a little bit less than some of the others. I guess there aren't many triple battles here in Hoenn. Maybe that'll mean she's rusty. Okay, so not fully evolved still. I assume they get even more powerful with probably all different Pokemon once you face them after 50, but definitely formidable here. Alright, so, okay, Magneton could use like Magnet Bomb, it might even be faster. Magneton is actually surprisingly fast. Dragaigle has a poison move, so not a good position for Ava to be in. This is going to be a little tough here. I definitely want to Mega Evolve, although I am then weak to Steel. The good news is it might not use a Steel move because we're not weak to it to start. I could use Earthquake. The trouble is it's going to hit Dam pretty hard as well. But I think I want to do it because it's going to hit Magneton and Dragaigle for a lot of damage. So again, it's always these trade-offs with my team. But I could use Flamethrower, I could use Surf, I could just use... Let's see, Meteor Mash is super effective against Whimsicott. And assuming I can get off the Earthquake against Dragaigle, it'll do a lot of damage. Maybe I should just single target Dragaigle with like a Shadow Ball. It's kind of a weak move, but yeah, assuming nothing goes horribly wrong here, this should work out okay. Hopefully Altaria moves first. It's not super fast, but we shall see. Okay, Whimsicott is the fastest. Luckily it's on the other side of the field. Leech Seed is not ideal, but can probably deal with that. Although, I kind of thought Magneton might have one of those berries, but it is still super effective. I don't know, it might knock it out. Oh, not even, wow, it did knock out either one, so... Alright, maybe I should have used Boom Burst and Earthquake. Oh, wow, I totally underestimated your Pokemon by quite a lot. This could be really bad, because now both of them have a chance to attack. Yeah, I should have used Boom Burst and just, if Ava took damage, she took damage. Because now instead she's going to take damage from these guys. That was agility, right? Oh, evasiveness, okay. And, oh, Metal Sound. That was lucky, I guess, didn't know about my ability, so... Alright, that's what we needed there, was a stroke of luck, or a stroke of stupidity, I guess, on her part. Okay, so now Earthquake should definitely knock them out, and it still won't knock out Dan. Hopefully it hits Dan. Oh, sorry, hopefully it hits Dragaggle despite the evasiveness. I'm going to go ahead and use Surf, because I feel like, yes, it might damage Ava some and Slate some, but it'll really help us get some leeway here. So, gonna do some sacrifice. Alright, so yeah, now Surf and Earthquake. I'm probably just gonna hurt my own Pokemon quite a lot here, but I was worried about that evasive boost, and you never know what berries they're holding, or even a Focus Sash, so... Alright, so it turns out we are going to use Earthquake and do nothing but damage Dan. So, sorry Dan, hopefully hang in there, buddy, come on, and... Okay, not quite, but still did a great job, and we still have the Pokemon League count at this point. Let's bring in... Once again, let's bring in Lily in the middle slot. She has a spread move, she can do a powerful single target Sludge Bomb. I have no idea who else she has, but I think 2 more Pokemon, right? Piloswine and Girafarig, okay. Still can't use Petal Dance, nor can I delete Petal Dance because then I can't get it back again. I think the best move here is clearly to return against Girafarig. If only I could Petal Dance against Piloswine, that'd be great. I guess let's Dazzling Gleam in case a move doesn't finish them off. And I'll use Meteor Mash, which is super effective against Piloswine, being an Ice type. So, it's going to do a lot to Lily. Will she hang in there? She will. Of course, the Life Orb will finish her off, so... But it will do more damage, so, you know, I'm not sure she would have had another chance to attack anyway. So I'm not sure Life Orb was a bad move there. Alright, and we still have, even Ford in the back, right? So we're in pretty good shape here. Alright, and down goes Piloswine. And that's the end to our triple battles, at least here in the Battle of Maison. I expected no less from the champion. You and your Pokemon are brilliant, aren't ye? You've lit a fire in me heart, you have. Gasp, gasp, you're alright. Away ye go and keep on winning. Because if you do, I'll show you my your skills. You do well to mind yourself. What is she from, like, Minnesota or something? Or the Yukon? Like, it's a very weird accent. Doesn't sound French to me, but not sure where they're supposed to be from. Alright, we got plenty of battle points, can buy more items if we'd like to help us in our future challenges, but I'll have to think about that one. I'm not going to save the last battle. Maybe I should in case like the software crashes and then I'll have to do the whole challenge again, but we'll see. Alright, so we could do a super triple battle challenge. Definitely not going to do that. I would need to have like maybe like a mega Salamence in the middle slot with like a spread Hyper Voice would be good, and some powerful single target moves on the sides, or I could use like a powerful Surf in the middle with like a Pokemon that has Water Absorb on, on each side, or there's different things I could do. But anyway, I'm not going to. That's the end of the triple battling for me, so not sure what we'll do when we come back, but you'll just have to stay tuned and find out. Have a great morning, day, or night, and I will see you guys then.